Hey y'all, hey. So I am finally about to put this whole Greenstalk together. As you all know, I have the Greenstalk original and I'm going to start with the wheel set. So it comes with 6 wheels. Three of them have locks on them and the other three do not. And according to the instructions, I have to alternate when applying each of the wheels. So I'm going to try to get them screwed in. And as you can see, I was having a little trouble trying to figure out which holes to put things in. But then I got it together. So I'm going to get these all screwed in. And it's so tough. I don't know why I was having so much trouble pushing these things in. But once I got the hang of it, I rolled right on through it, as you can see. Now I'm gonna give it a quick little test, quick little turn, make sure everything's secure, make sure it spins the correct way. And voila, it looks like we are in a good place. So I'm ready to get the party started. Now, first things first, I had to fill the containers, and y'all know I just had surgery, so I can't go picking up heavy things. So I had to go scoop by scoop. This is a blend of Fox Farm Ocean Blend and Happy Frog. I'm blending that up and mixing it and filling it all the way to the top. And then from there, I'm going to start planting some of my seedlings. I started some seeds in the house, and you will see where I am filling each container pocket with one seedling per pocket. So here I have a little watermelon, I have some pumpkin, I have some zucchini. All of my heavier items, that's what's going on the bottom tier, actually the bottom 2 tiers. So I am going to get these seedlings planted in. I've got a few done already, still got a couple more. Let me figure out which ones I'm going to do next. As you can see, these are the seed starters from the Greenstalk seed starter kit. I should have did better with the planning. I'm just kind of winging it. As you can see, this particular one that I'm drawing out right now has 2 seedlings in it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to split this up. I don't want to go through reseeding the smaller of the 2, so we'll get them both in there. You pop it open from the bottom, just stick your finger and then you'll be able to draw it out. And then from here, I'm gonna separate the 2. And it's not really a hard thing to do. You just want to be easy with the seedlings. The roots are very forgiving if they get any little tears. Just as long as you don't destroy the stem, you should be able to divide it up pretty easily, fairly easily. These are really good roots. So I'm gonna get this dug up in here. Make sure that the soil is around it really tight, so when it goes through its first water, it doesn't kind of break apart. Now I'm going to plant the other seedling here. Make sure that I have the soil surrounded really nice, really tight. Make sure it's packed in good. Again, you want to make sure that it's packed good. So I've planted 1 per slot. Got some watermelon, zucchini squash, and sugar pie pumpkin. I hope these weren't too little, but I mean, they've been in here the same amount of time and I wasn't about to go through all that again, so I planted it. And try to line it up on there good. Let's see. Okay. Here is where you can see all of the holes that'll be used for draining the water down into the pots. So there's one hole per pocket. Then it actually came with this tube as well. And basically for any water that's draining, this is so that you can decide where you want the water to flow. It's not necessary. It can flow all over to the bottom if you don't mind, or if you wanted to go to a certain area, it'll go there. So now I'm back at it again, and I got tired of scooping last time, so I'm trying to do the best that I can to get this soil in as quickly as I can, because this is becoming kind of a long process. So scoop away I go, and now I'm going to plant some flowers. These are calais, some nice foliage. Just want to add a little foliage to make the Greenstalk look very presentable. Very easily. These are very strong seedlings, not even really seedlings, they're baby plants at this point. I'm going to get those into each of the pockets. And we're going to make sure that when we plant these, because these plants are already started, they're going to need all the nutrients that they can get because they're already growing. You want to make sure that the soil is filled all the way to the top of the pocket, and that these new plants are in pretty darn tightly. Because one thing, they'll separate from your soil and the soil that it's already in very easily if you don't pack it in well. Now I wanted to make sure that I planted pollinating plants, pollinator attractors as well. There are some good insects and bees. You want to make sure that they are coming around your Greenstalk, because they're going to be very good to your plants. They're going to help pollinate those plants, help fertilize, and help them grow very healthy. So you want to make sure that you're planting certain plants that will attract your pollinators, because your pollinators are needed. And then it also adds a bit of cuteness and class to your Greenstalk as well. And so now you want to get that packed in as good. And one thing I can tell y'all, this is some real work. When I tell you my arm was so tired from constantly having to go back and forth in the soil, and this is a more lighter soil, so I was very surprised, as much as I'm normally in the garden. But anywho, now I'm gonna grab up some seeds and figure out what I'm gonna plant next. I think I have some carrots that I'm gonna go for. So I've got these carrots. I'm going to start these from seed. I didn't bother with starting the seedlings because carrots always do a lot better when you're planting them directly into the soil. So for the carrots, each slot should get about 5. And I think I'm just going to do one slot. These seeds are super small as well. So I tried to show you, but I don't think I could get close enough. They were just that little. But I put about 5 in the pocket to start, and then I'm gonna see where it goes from there, and then maybe I'll know next time if I can plant more, but I think 5 will suffice. So get those packed in. You only want them 1/4 of an inch below. Then I added some bush beans, and now I'm going to add some mixed lettuce. This is the particular type of lettuce that doesn't have a head. They're more like loose leaves, so fairly easy to grow in a garden. You can definitely do the ones with the heads, but it's better to do them later on in the season. So I'm packing these about 1/4 of an inch, these lettuce seeds. And as you can see, so that I know what I planted, I'm having to leave the seed packs on the container. And basically what I'll do is I'll take a picture of each tier with everything that I have planted in it, including the seed packs, so that I can mark it in my planner and know what it is exactly that I have. Now for this summer squash here, I'm going to plant 2 seeds. You only need 1 per pocket. Well, actually I'm doing 3, but just in case they don't all germinate, I can thin them later down to 1. And so here's the first tier. Then I have my son here. I've got him doing all of the heavy lifting and helping me stack them up. When stacking them, you want to make sure that they're lined up correctly so that they click and you don't have to worry about the unit falling. So I am 3 tiers down. And so far, it's looking lovely. Now I got to come back and do my 4th. And so, again, y'all, I got tired of even dealing with the scooping. So I had my son come help me do some dumping so I can get this done a lot quicker than what I was getting it done. So much sweeter. I should have did this from the jump. Trying to be careful, though. Now I've got some more Calais, and yes, I just love them. They're very pretty, nice foliage to add to any container pot or even your regular gardens. They just make everything look a lot more prettier. And so I'm going to get that packed in here. And this Calais was actually a different color from the last one. The other one was pink and green. This is more of a deep plum purple and green foliage. So really pretty. And I've strategically put it in so that it shows up in nice format when you look at the whole container. Y'all see that grilling? It's a smoker of a smoking beer can chicken. Now I've got my salvia plant. This is another pollinator. I love me some deep purples, so when I saw it, I was like, oh yes, I have to get one and put one in the container. I really love like purple and orange, and so that's kind of what I was thinking when I got this particular plant. But again, the bees love it, so to bring in all the right kind of insects that will love on your plants and help fertilize them. So I'm going to plant this on the opposite side of my Calais and then get it packed in really well with dirt. I'm having soil. I'm having to use a lot of soil because, again, these plants are already thriving. These plants are like little teenagers, so they need a lot more nutrients, a lot more TLC than what your seedlings need at the moment. So I'm going to make sure that I'm packing it tight and correctly. I'm going to finish the rest of my seeds. I've got some buncheon onions, some garlic chives. I am going to leave the very top open because I plan to put the very top tier on last, and I probably won't fill it with seeds until next week because I have some strawberry seedlings that I'm waiting to sprout before I plant those. But for now, I'm going to finish this last tier. Again, buncheon onions, chives, all the likes. And this is what we're looking like with all 4 up. I'm going to go ahead and give it some major water right now just because we've got 2 full-grown plants in here already. And I feel like for the first watering session, they're going to need more than what the very top water reservoir is going to offer. So I'm going to go through, and for some of the seedlings, the soils and the plants, I'm going to go ahead and kind of saturate that soil ahead of watering it for the first time. And I am so impressed. These things are really eye candy in any area, whether it's your patio, your backyard. I've seen people do them indoors as well with the correct lighting. Oh, look at the clay, it's so beautiful. That deep purple and that kind of lime green foliage is just everything to me. Oh, Lord. Oh, I made a boo-boo. Now for the support. I'm going to, well, I've started adding the support, and basically when the watermelons, the pumpkins, the heavier fruits that vine start coming out of the container, this helps support them as they get a little weight on them, get a little heavier so that they're not touching the ground because you can get rot on those kind of fruits. And with the support system, so basically you click it into the container and then you line them up and click them in on the outside perimeter part. So it wasn't too bad. And excuse my hair. I'm wearing my Meta glasses filming this and some of my twists came down. But this is what it looks like. I did add the fifth tier. Nothing in it yet, but I will be adding strawberry seeds. And here we are. I'll give you a slow look of how we're looking. You see the top reservoirs where we put the water, and I'll be watering twice a day. It has a little closed compartment part. You put the water in like this, close it up, and then it's gonna start feeding the whole plant water. Of course, you would fill it up more than that, but this is just for an example. And you can't see probably by the view, but if you were to look closely, you'd be able to see where the water's dripping down. And that's all. Thanks for showing up.